Thank you so much for having me today. I have been part of this amazing event, I would say, and I was listening to all the alumni and really impressed with how they have achieved whatever they have achieved with the help of WEP. So I am really happy to be a part of this event today. I'm Zartaj Ahmed, as Ramla mentioned. I am basically a software engineer by qualification and a mother of two children who are both in the teenage right now. I have been working in the education space for more than 10 years now. And before that, I started my corporate career after completing my software engineering. And to say the least, I was the only one, I think the only female in the whole batch and wherever I worked, because it was a team full of men, software engineering being a field dominated by men until a few years ago, I would say. I really feel happy when I see females in this field today. And so it was an opportunity, but at the same time, I felt that more and more girls should be in this field. Then I got married, and I'm talking about 2004, 2002 and 4, where I gave a break to my corporate career because I had very young kids. So, and this is, the story of a lot of women in Pakistan and outside Pakistan, as families are our priority first. So I sat at home for about 3 years, then I had my second child. And after that, when I thought about getting back to my job or my workplace, I thought that in the field of IT, there is advancement so often and so rapid that I might not be able to cope up with that. And I've sat home, so I don't know jack. That's what I thought, okay? And then, what happened was that I underestimated the job of a school, and I started working as a computer teacher, and that to a junior computer teacher. When I started working at that school, which is Haq Academy in Karachi, I think that was the start of my journey into STEM education, into really something great that I wanted to achieve and discover myself and my potential and apply it in the education space. And that made me realize that professionals like us are very much needed to become teachers because we handle students in a very different way. So I was not the traditional teacher, and taking computer science as a subject that helped me groom my students beyond the classroom was a great opportunity. I started exploring about robotics and STEM education back in 2010, introduced a robotics program at the same school. The kids loved that program. Even in the first time, I had 60 students sign up, and they were like, they couldn't believe that that was, something being offered in school. So from there, I took on the journey of introducing robotics to students. I organized an event, which was a robotics competition. From there, I was offered to establish the first robotics labs of Pakistan, which is the first STEM education institute of Pakistan. And so I was one of the founding team members. We set that up. We introduced a lot of programs for kids, from 3D printing, game development, Lego robotics. And then I went on to introduce international competitions in Pakistan. And that is why I am a part of First Lego League, which is a Lego robotics competition from the US originally, and it happens around the world. Then I went on to be a part of First Global, which is another robotics competition. I go to the US every year and to Europe to some competitions. I participate with my team, so I coach student teams, and these are young kids from schools and high school, that age group. And that makes me, very, very excited when I see that these kids who are taking part in these competitions then are inspired so much that they want to take up robotics engineering or mechatronics engineering, even the girls, as their career. So that means that these initiatives do have that impact. And that is what drives me to do what I'm doing, to empower the youth, because that makes me feel so fulfilled. And that is a very rewarding feeling. So that is from where I have come. I've got two startups. One is the PI Space Science Education Center. Again, STEM education in the realm of space science, because not a lot of us talk about space science. Our kids don't know about space science. Kids know it to some extent because of all the hype that NASA and these space agencies create. But as an education, we need to see that, and how science is best communicated when you apply it to a certain context. So space science is there. And then my new initiative, which is QriosityNet, that I'm really keen on talking to you about, which is a very new initiative, and that is born in the COVID pandemic. So I've been keeping myself really, really busy. So that was my background, briefly, I would say.
Thank you so much, Zartaj. And mashallah, you are so amazing, because every time, and I've heard you talk like a billion times, and we've been involved in multiple different partnerships, global STEM initiatives as well. I always get inspired whenever you talk about your background and how you're teaching STEM by creating a curiosity about space. And that's just amazing. I do want to give you as much time as I can to talk about QriosityNet, because I know that in the longer scheme, it will benefit a lot of young folk who've joined us today.
Sure. So QriosityNet, Ramla, is it possible that I can share my screen? You're muted, Ramla.
I was saying yes, absolutely. Would you try, please, to share your screen? Because I don't know if I have given just the host.
Yeah, I can. Awesome. I can.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So QriosityNet is a newer initiative, a newer startup. Qriosity is a new startup. And QriosityNet is our product for students and fresh graduates, I would say. People who are early in their career, because all this time of dealing with students and their parents even, and I'm involved in career counseling at a school which I'm associated with. All of this years of experience gave me a very important insight that students, even those graduating out of universities today, lack the experience that they need to be in the workplace, which means that every employer wants experienced people, and nobody is willing to take a chance on the fresh graduates or the fresh talent pool that we have. And this means millions and millions of students around the globe who find it difficult and struggle with gaining that experience through internships, through different opportunities, and they end up doing internships that are not even related to their field. What particularly hurts me is seeing a fresh graduate who has just completed their university degree in their chosen field, and I see them disappointed because they don't know if there are jobs related to that field in Pakistan or elsewhere. Not everyone can go abroad. So they are disheartened and disappointed at the start of their career, which actually hits me. And I feel so bad to see young people in that state. And that is where I discussed it with my business partner, Nehan. He's the other co-founder of Qriosity. And we said that this gap needs to be filled. And we need to handhold these students, be it girls or boys, and make them employable. So we develop employability skills, and we at both of our organizations, we make sure that we hire students who are currently studying in universities and who are fresh graduates. When I started Robotics Labs, I used to work with a team of engineers, people who had graduated from some engineering university, because it was robotics and 3D printing and all these courses for kids. I wanted to do anything which is done in the developed countries for kids, because I believe that if you are an expert in electrical engineering, if you're an expert in marketing, you should be the subject matter expert to simplify it to the level of a kid. And if you can do that, then you are the actual trainer and the actual subject matter expert. That was my belief. And all these new, fresh engineers who used to come, they were expert in what they knew. What they were trained on was, and that was my job, was to train them on how to teach kids, how to teach kids and students of, high schools and all. Because generally, if you look at teaching at the school and the college level, it is mainly dominated by females. At the university level, you do find, male professors and assistant professors. But at the school level, it is mainly females. And my challenge was to train these people to have that patience to deal with kids when they are messing around literally with robotics kits and everything. So that has always been my experience. And I always felt confident that young people are very, very flexible and open and eager to learn. They're very fast learners. And so the only challenge for us is to handhold them, to groom them, how to work in a proper workplace. And they would gain that experience and move on to other jobs that they wanted to do. That is from where QriosityNet's idea came. And now we currently work with, in terms of social media, in terms of developing our content, in terms of conducting our workshops when it comes to PI Space Science Education Center. We've taken our team of students, of university students, to THER, to British Council, to events that were done in collaboration with US Consulate. And these people have worked with us because we've trained them literally in 2 months, 3 months, in a week, in 10 days. And they would go and deliver these trainings. So this was the learning. And if I talk about QriosityNet, it's simply LinkedIn for students. I was just noticing on the chat how everyone was sharing their LinkedIn profiles. And I see in the future all students to be sharing their QriosityNet profiles. So QriosityNet is a professional network for students and early stage professionals, I would say, who are not yet professionals. LinkedIn, I also use it very much, but it is for professionals and experienced people. And it is not designed to cater to the needs of students. That is where we felt that we need to develop a professional community where students feel that, yes, this platform belongs to me. I can upload my stories, my videos, my things related to my student life and career. I can record and maintain all those records of my entire student life on these communities by making a digital profile. So people, which are students from around the world, they come together as a community. We share some common challenges and there are differences. And I always say that we need to be trained on respecting cultural differences. This is what QriosityNet provides you, with a very powerful student portfolio. And I call it a portfolio because it's comprehensive. If any employer wants to hire somebody who is at the start of their career, they know they have to come to QriosityNet. In LinkedIn, you get lost. There are experienced people. You are asked for experience before you can apply for a job. But this gives you opportunities to internships, to jobs, to admission applications, to scholarships. And I'm just going to show you that in a while, which is why I asked for screen sharing, because I wanted to show you. We just started off last month, and we have got close to 1,000 users already. We have been promoting this among students, among universities, and everybody has been appreciative of the idea that this was needed. With universities, we're signing contracts with their placement departments and their admissions departments who are recruiting students. So we have students 15 years, the minimum age is 15 years to be on this platform. And 15 years and above, you can be on this platform and you will find a relevant opportunity. For example, summer internships are just, starting. Summer is around the corner. You want to look up for those opportunities. You head to this platform, create your profile, complete your profile, because that is what guarantees what you get in your feeds, which is relevant. We have tons and tons of opportunities over here. I'd briefly like to talk about what a student journey looks like. The student lands on QriosityNet page. You create an account using your personal email address, give your name. It is an exclusive community, and that is why an approval is required. So we go through the details and then we approve the account. Then you log into QriosityNet. you update your digital portfolio, and that is the first thing you should do. I'm just going to show you right now. Complete the profile by filling in education, experience, skills that you have. And then you gain access to, you open the doors to all these opportunities, internships, scholarships, admissions whenever you want. You're currently an undergrad student. You want to further pursue your further studies and education, you get all those opportunities here. We have a very strong network of organizations, partners, and people who post these opportunities on QriosityNet. Why QriosityNet? This is a very common question that is asked, and people compare it with LinkedIn. I know we're not as big as LinkedIn, but we will be soon, because we are a very specialized community for students and fresh graduates. You are matched with scholarships and institutions. You get guidance on resume creation. We know our students, and we are addressing the general, anybody from any background. It's an equitable and inclusive platform. We're not only saying that we're for O-level and A-level institutions or students doing O and A-level. We're equally there for those who do metric, intermediate, and need guidance as to how to approach an internship. Trending careers is something that is very important. I, being a parent, might not know all the careers that are existing out there. What are the new and emerging careers? Because of technology entering into every aspect of our life, the nature of jobs has changed. And so knowing about these careers and new jobs is very, very important. And so our parents who help us with every step of the way lack this knowledge, and it's not their fault because everything is changing so rapidly. So this platform provides you jobs like data analyst, data sciences, big data, emerging careers related to blockchain, AI, where can you go, what can you study, all of that is there. And then you can write your personal statement in the form of your profile summary. You can get guidance, mentoring, one-on-one coaching. There are videos that are posted on the platform, again, all directed towards your career. The bigger goal is to fill that gap of 2 to 3 years of experience that every employer needs and prepare the students and fresh graduates for something big and for their dream jobs. As I mentioned, we work in tandem with recruitment offices at institutions. We're also offering international opportunities. Because of COVID, a lot of remote work opportunities are there that we're not aware of. How many websites are you going to go and sign up on? Over here, it's just single sign up and giving you access to many opportunities. Now, let me just take you quickly to the platform. This is the website, QriosityNet.com. And curiosity is misspelled over here. Curiosity
Zartaj,
and net is short for network.
Your screen. We can just see the PDF.
Okay, let me share my screen again, sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm sorry, yeah. So this is curiositynet.com. This is the website. I will leave it in the chat for you to explore. This is the landing page. I'll quickly go over the interface and it's for you to explore. By the way, I see a lot of students representing different universities. We're doing campus drives, which are virtual right now due to COVID, but we are doing orientation sessions for different universities. I will leave my email address here with Ramla's permission, so people can reach out to me if they want an orientation organized for their university.
Yes, please.
Thanks, Ramla. So over here, if you're a student, you sign up as a student profile on your individual profile, and then the other option is to have an institution or company page as well. Institutions like your universities and colleges can have their presence, and I'll tell you why, because they can give you recommendations. They can verify your documents that you present for any opportunity. I click on sign in because I have an account already. And I'm just going to show you how simple is the interface. Some of the features are still being developed. And so this is how QriosityNet looks like. On the left-hand side, it's pretty much simple. Who are you following? Who are your followers? We have some sponsored ads, and these ads are job opportunities by some companies. So as you can see that at Qriosity, we have brand ambassador position open. So anybody who's interested can apply. This is your feeds. You can see there's a profile called Internships QNet. There are 3 profiles maintained by us, and we post opportunities related to internships through this profile. The other is scholarships, and the third one is events, because we believe all these 3 different options provide you the exposure and the experience that you need to become employable. There's a certain format that we follow, so you can immediately see what's the position, what's the organization, the location, and what are the requirements. So this is the sort of a template that we have over here that we follow for each post. Different people are posting different opportunities. As I mentioned about videos that will help you motivate yourself, groom yourself, look at different opportunities. We have those video series shared over here. People are interacting with each other. They're engaging with the platform. Through the posts, they let us know if they're looking for any specific opportunity. We have opportunities for undergrads, for college graduates, for masters, for PhDs being posted over here. If I look at my profile, if I just go back, so these opportunities you can explore as soon as you sign up. So I hope to receive a lot of sign-up requests for approval right after this session. This is my profile. You have a background picture, the profile picture. Make sure it's a professional one when you put it. And that is why I say you have to complete your profile to make sure that people who are looking at your profile, once you apply to an opportunity through this, they come and look at your profile. So it has to be complete. Summary is what you can use to design your statement of purpose or personal statement. That gives the employers an idea, or anybody an idea, of who you are and what do you plan on pursuing. Education, experience, just like LinkedIn, you can be as detailed as possible over here. Show people what you've done, and then your skills and who are you following. And these are all the companies and institutions you're following. So very straightforward, but we're doing these orientations for institutions so that if anybody is interested in us coming to their institution and giving them an orientation on how to set up their profile, they can invite, just let us know. So this was it from my side. QriosityNet is the platform, and hope to see you guys on QriosityNet taking advantage, since the platform is still under development and we're developing it with the students. So any feedback, anything that you feel should be there is more than welcome. Thank you very much, Ramla, and everyone who's been here. I hope this helps you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, Zartaj. I know that you are quite busy, so I'm honestly very, very glad that you were able to sit through with us and really guide us through. Anyone has any questions for Zartaj? Now is the time. Please go for it.
I have a question. I'm sorry, I'm back again.
Don't be sorry, Nadia. That's the perfect thing. Why else do you think we're here?
Islam.
Assalamualaikum. Okay, actually, can you please let me know in pursuing your career?
Sorry,
or
I didn't get that.
Ever been is marriage a hurdle in
tree.
Pursuing your career?
Am
I audible now?
Yeah, so the question is marriage a hurdle in pursuing a career?
My question is, yeah.
Is that your question?
Or is it ever been for you?
So I'll tell you, Hadia, I was never a good student. I was never a good student in school. I never liked math. My favorite subject was English. And all the interest that I have developed is when I came on job and I saw the practical side of what I have been studying in my student life. So yes, I did get, that rejection because of not having good grades. I'll be very honest with you, I was not a good student at all. But when I saw the practical side of whatever I had studied through these courses. I took a course from Coursera. It was called Introduction to Mathematical Thinking. And that was the course that actually taught me what hands-on education means. And that day I made it my mission that I will change the way education is imparted for these students, because the students who are studying today, they're very digital. When I observe my own kids studying the way they study, I tell them to make notes and they would not make notes. I would tell them to use the dictionary, they would never use the dictionary. They have their own ways of learning, and that's when I stopped myself from doing that, because they learn in a very different way. And we have to understand that. So yeah, merit has been a trouble for me at times. But then, as I said, there are many opportunities today, and you can always develop your skill set and your knowledge.
Hadia, can you clarify, was it marriage or merit? Because I think I heard marriage.
Marriage.
Marriage. Okay, marriage. That's a valid question, you know.
That's a very valid question.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Hadia, marriage was not a hurdle. I was supported by my husband, my family, my father, who never told me that you have to do this or do that. He just told me that don't bring a bad report card home. So whatever you study, but get good marks. So marriage, I would say when my children were born, I was at the peak of my career in the corporate industry. I was heading an IT department. And at that point, I realized my mother told me that, you know, my son was a toddler. And a toddler is a very active child. My mom could not take care of him. And so she said that, I think you need to take a break in your career because the kids need you. The kid needs you. At that time, I was only my son. And that was a very difficult decision for me. But at the same time, we have to understand that as women, we have a very powerful role to play at home, for the family, and in the society as well. And so I never gave up on my passion and my dream and whatever I wanted to do, because you can do it at any point in time. I took a break in my career. Imagine taking a break in the career, in IT career, is very difficult. But then I was pointed towards something else, which was much, much more meaningful, and I don't want to leave it behind. So I wouldn't say that marriage for me was a hurdle, but I know that this hurdle exists. People are tied down because of that. But you take a break, consider it taking a break and not a permanent thing. Now, more than ever, you can do a lot of things from home. Involve your kids in what you're doing. There's a lot of possibility of that. Remote work and everything, that is real. And so there is no hurdle unless you keep your, you bring it in your mind that this is, limiting me. So I hope I've answered your question.
Mm-hmm. I would like to quickly chime in. Hadia, this is a very valid concern that you have.
Yes, it does.
So I wanted to quickly chime in here because I got married really late. I got married last year when I was 30. But I believe that at that time, I was able to have that maturity to have this conversation with my prospective husband that there are some things that are very important to me. There are other things that I can adjust around and I can compromise on. So for example, a career progressive ladder is very important. And I was really lucky that I had somebody who was receptive to this conversation. So while I understand that this is a very valid hurdle, please realize that right now, in the middle of this 2021 year that we live in, create better communication, not just professionally, but personally as well, so that marriage and career don't become a hurdle for either or. Okay? And Hadia, the question that you asked in the chat box about how I balance my work life and my personal life is a whole 1 hour long conversation. But so I will definitely get to this question, but let me quickly read through Harman's question to Zartaj. Harman is saying, Zartaj, that LinkedIn can sometimes become very depressing. They're saying that they've seen their friends not even opening the IDs because they're, people are posting. So ecstatic to post that I got accepted. Here, everybody is posting things of that sort, right? So there's a humble brag or outright bragging going on. And they're saying that it can become toxic for their mental health because everybody is doing something, and in a pandemic, it's difficult to stay motivated. So they're asking, why do you think this happens, and what would QriosityNet do differently to keep students motivated?
Sure. So again, the same thing and the same point. LinkedIn is for professionals and for experienced people who have achieved quite a lot. And so when you at the start of your career, if you are part of that space, you feel that you are not doing anything. And that is why if you are part of a network where there are students like yourself who are just starting off in their career, they will be facing the same challenges. They will be at the same level in their career journey as you are. And so you share a common way of sharing that and coming up with strategies to cope up with that. Now, for example, I'll tell you, we have QriosityNet groups. Now, these groups are so powerful. We have a mental health group, people who have issues, who want to discuss things, just like with students like themselves or with graduates like themselves. They can come out and discuss that. Similarly, we have groups of students who are preparing for, let's say, a university test, an aptitude test, because the admissions are right around the corner for the fall intake. A lot of these students are preparing for admission tests. You are again with the same kind of people, which is a small number on LinkedIn. And so that is why we feel that when you are connected with a community of people who are at the same level, you feel that, yes, I belong here. And they understand my problem. And that is the community that we're trying to build on QriosityNet. I hope, Herman, that answers your question.
Thank you so much, Zartaj. I know there are a couple more questions for you, but we are about out of time here. So I want to tell everybody who's listening that we have scheduled another session with Zartaj. That's an extended version of this one, where I encourage everybody to attend. We're going to learn more about not just QriosityNet, but also Space Science Center, as well as what Zartaj, as a science education and science communication expert, expects from different CVs of recent graduates, as well as folks applying for internships.